Hello, my name is Savannah White. I am a fourth-year student at ASU studying nutrition dietetics in the College of Health Solutions, and that's based on the downtown Phoenix campus. And today I will be sharing a little bit about sugar-sweetened beverages. So there they are. I think these are the primary sugar-sweetened beverages that I tend to see on ASU's Tempe campus. And I just want you to think, do you see your favorites on the screen right now? How often do you turn to a sugary drink? Do you go off campus? Do you prefer on campus? And I just want you to think about that in the back of your mind during this presentation and think, why do you like these? Well, I know my favorite is Dutch Bros. It has to be. I've gone there since my freshman year, and I would go there because I would usually be on campus studying or just at social gatherings. So I think that there's just really, it's really convenient to get these, and the locations are open a long time throughout the day. Um, and as college students, again, we want that extra energy boost to get our assignments and deadlines done and such. And so these are really convenient ways. However, because they are sugars that are simple sugars and they're added and they contribute to excess calories in our diet, that's really common among the US American diet. I think it's important that we highlight that and understand the risks that consuming these a lot and over a long period of time could have on our health, especially as a college campus, ASU being so diverse and it being so large, the certain diseases and conditions that could happen that are diet related later on, they have no limits. They can affect you regardless of your ethnic or racial background, socioeconomic status, anything. So I think it's important that this part of the diet is really looked at and considered when making your diet choices. So what are sugar-sweetened beverages? Sugar-sweetened beverages are also known as SSBs, and they include juices that are not 100% fruit juice, coffee, tea drinks, energy or sport drinks, and I'm sure you guessed it, soda. These drinks have a high amount of sugar if we really look into the sugar content, and they can sometimes have double or maybe even triple just beyond the amount of sugar that we should be consuming in a day. They surpass our daily recommended intake. And here is a list of all the added sugars and sweeteners that I found that are added within these drinks. So it's a pretty extensive list of chemicals and just unnecessary sweeteners with no or little to no nutritional content if we're getting them from added sugars. And so the health risks that I want to talk about are obesity. 1/3 of the US population is obese, and that's a really high percentage if we look at the numbers. And obesity being caused by excess weight gain. A primary component of excess weight gain is consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, if you didn't know. And so obesity in itself can also be a risk factor for other chronic diseases, other lifetime diseases that you may have to face because of frequent consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages or high sugar content in your diet. And so type 2 diabetes is one, heart disease, stroke, tooth decay as well. If you're consuming excess sugars that aren't natural, that you aren't meant to have in your diet, that have little to no nutritional content, they can soon affect your dental care and eat away at your teeth even. So you might have to take better care overall, pay more attention to your teeth if you are consuming these drinks daily or frequently. And I think it's also important as college students that we realize obese and overweight adults should expect higher than average medical costs, more frequent loss of wages, and an overall diminished quality of life. And so that's really important because we are young adults for the majority. And these sort of conditions and diseases can affect us relating to the diet choices that we are making right now, which include sugar-sweetened beverages. And so some simple alternatives. First is smoothies. And a smoothie can be really simple, and these recipes also are simple, not hard to make, college friendly, and cost effective. And so all you need is unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, any kind of milk you prefer actually, and 1 cup of berries or other frozen fruit to add that sugar that you want in there. And you can even add vegetables, any sort of vegetables. When I add spinach to my smoothies, I don't really taste the spinach. And it's interesting, because spinach, if you add the same amount of that compared to the fruits, you expect the same taste. But no, spinach is a great source of non-heme iron. It's plant-based. You don't have to get it from an animal source if you are vegetarian or vegan. And so that's a good alternative to one of the Dutch drinks you might get that are smoothies with a lot of sugar. Carbonated water is another one. So if you're a soda drinker, you probably turn to the soda because you like the fizziness, and you can actually get this if you use carbonated water and then you add fresh berries, grapefruit, citrus fruits, herbs to it to add that sugar aspect. And if you add a splash of all natural fruit juice, that can enhance the sweetness that you want in a better, healthier way than these sugar-sweetened beverages. And right here, I'm actually having water with lemon, and I really like it. I thought the lemon would be really sour in the water because it's just that, but I can tell there's a bit of sweetness in there, and I can kind of compare it to a Starbucks tea. And if I added some berries in there, it would just make it even sweeter. Teas are another good option. Iced tea, you can brew it naturally. You can add any sort of fruit as well. Apple, berry, cinnamon, mint are good ones. And you can refrigerate the water with the tea bags in it overnight. So it really enhances the sweetness that you want, that craving that you want. And optional, you can add soda water. And again, for our soda drinkers. Also, if you want a hot alternative, you can turn to hot herbal teas, meaning teas with ginger, hibiscus, dandelion, other herbs that you choose. All those recipes have, or alternatives to sugar-sweetened beverages have natural sugars in them. They're all including fruits, which is our natural sugar in our diet, should be. And they provide so many complex carbohydrates, micronutrients that we need to sustain and function in our bodies, and as well as antioxidants. They're really high in antioxidants, which help us fight off chronic conditions and even cancer long term. And so the alternatives require little to no equipment. With the smoothies, if you don't have a blender and you're in the dorm or you just are low on supplies, you can actually just use a fork, use the back of a spoon, a potato masher if you have one. Really easy and convenient for the on-the-go college student. They're simple, easy to make, fast, and they're cost-friendly. So that means college student-friendly. And so I hope you enjoyed those options. And if you do, try them out. Feel free to take a photo of it, post it on your Instagram, and use the hashtag naturally sweet drinks, and also the hashtag with the recipe that you tried out. So also additional resources that I found could be helpful. United Food Banks is a food distributor that is still open during this time. So if you decide to go and try one of these drinks, you can pick up fresh produce from them. That's what stuck out to me, and non-perishable foods, and foods if you're in need at this time and you don't want to go to a grocery store. And below that is the second link to a search portal for a lot of the food banks that are available as well, and it searches wherever you're at. And all of these are they do consider the Tempe campus, and they are local. So if you need help, they're there. But I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I hope you learned something and you try out any of the alternatives that I created. Thank you.